I think that worked the same.
It says meeting is now streaming, so.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody. This is Max Farrell. This is DexFXMarkets.com. Today is July 1st, 2020. And I am joined here this morning with Thor Rafferty.
Good morning.
And, of course, Christophe Gagne.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning. Now, yesterday we said this was going to be the very last video from us on YouTube Live. Well, we had some happenstances and we needed to talk about them. And I thought, what better venue to have than YouTube Live? So, as most of you know, we had gotten sort of punched in the face last week or the beginning of this week with Nadex changing their login details for our automation system called the Xedan. And I wanted to be able to give you a little understanding when we were talking yesterday about, why is it down and automation trading and all that whole stuff. So I want to give you a little bit of a learned lesson today about automation trading, why too, the pros and cons of such. And then of course, talk about the den and the finality that's happening today. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the idea of automation trading. And I guess my comrades here understand the ramifications of automation trading. And I guess what are some of the pros and cons of such. Thor, you're pretty familiar with automation trading.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
So is Chris with the results of what we have done. So, and what do you feel are some of the pros and cons, Thor, on, maybe just a couple of the pros of trading automated?
Well, it functions when you can't. So, for example, you can run it at night when you might be asleep. It's consistent. It does the same thing over and over and over again. So you don't risk you screwing yourself up, by hitting the wrong button. It just does it.
Right. So consistent. And
right.
then it functions when you can't. So it's sort of autonomous, fits into a schedule for you, that kind of stuff. Right.
Right.
So
and our bot has settings that you can turn on, like news settings, for example.
Right.
So you don't forget to check the news if that's your thing, and it should be, I think. So, we have certain variables that we can set, whether it be news or the percentages or whatever, and it just follows those rules for you. It doesn't forget to check the news. It doesn't forget that trade has an average of 30% over lifetime.
Right.
It kicks that out and so on. So those are the pros.
Right. Now, I guess I don't know why I did this. I gave Thor the pros. I'm going to give Chris the cons. Tell me why we shouldn't trade with an automation system. Mr. Pessimistic himself.
Well, pessimistic.
You're not pessimistic. You're very outgoing.
Are you giving me grief again? I can't.
Maybe.
I don't know if I can.
Maybe.
I don't know if I can come on these shows anymore.
I know. We got a lot of praise for that. I don't know if people love you or they hate you, but we got told keep up the good work, guys. No, I'm only kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So, and your world too, what you've been trading with, not having a lot of exposure. Go ahead.
Well, I find that the con is you can't get in as many trades. That's what I find. I get into more trades with the going manual, and I have a little bit better control.
Okay.
I guess of my trades, but so the fill rate.
Yeah,
the fill rate's better.
So do you feel that like that you would get into more trades if the numbers were a little different, or because it really is in some of the cons that I've heard us talk about in the past, was that could it overtrade? You know, could you have too many trades in there?
Well,
I mean, if you're set, if you use a variable like 100%, don't trade any news, not even one bull news, only trade these two pairs, you could set your fill rates to be very small, right? Depending on what you're trading, a 1 hour, 2 hour, or a daily in the Xedan system currently, you could trade a lot less, right? You know, so I think that some of the cons that you and I have talked about.
Well, the thing is yeah, but the advantage, well, the pro to that, if you don't use any filters or anything, is that when you're using the ATM, the 45-55, let's say you get three trades that fill, you know, you're only, I mean, essentially it's about $150, you know, if you will. So
Right.
you're not going to blow out your account. So that's a counter to the con,
Right.
not to be using the double negative there.
Right.
So and then the pro of it is my particular schedule. You know, I'll miss you know, a couple of hours because I'm on Central Time, but you know, the 07, well, the 0800 and the 0900, I'm gone, so I miss out, and those can be good trading times. So it does allow you to set your schedule, and especially with the 45-55, you're lowering your risk as far as the loss is concerned.
Right.
So,
Well,
but I still like trading manually better.
I can completely understand. And some of the cons for me here is that there are a lot of variables. So I feel like it does overtrade, and it's because it doesn't show any motion. It doesn't have that fear, but it also doesn't have that fear of your balance, right? So your balance, if you don't set it properly, it's easier to make mistakes and then be more dynamic through the entire thing, right? Like if you put 10 contracts in by accident, right? You can do that on manual trading, but here, if you make a mistake, it could just keep stamping it until you catch it, right? So I think mistakes are exaggerated and really blown in. The other is that it could be manipulated. You know, anything can really be manipulated by a broker or an exchange or what have you. But we found that most automation systems like bots and stuff that trades Nadex or trades Forex and those kind of things can be manipulated. You know, the data is not real secure. The information is not secure. You know, automation trading takes a very unique individual. And in order to, everybody thinks like automation trading is the set and forget process, right? But we all know that that's not true. There is never a passive income, just set and forget and come back in a year and you got millions in your account. You got to do the work. You got to know the data. You got to know the process. You got to know the variables. You got to understand what the system is doing in order for it to work for you. If you don't, then you might as well just go to the casino and throw a couple $100 on black every once in a while, because that's all you're doing. You're just taking a wild gamble to a platform that you don't really understand. I think with the Xedan, where we have started to go with is that our data for manual trading really started to show some promise when we started to attribute the ATM, the at the money buying pattern. And what this is a $45 profit margin and what we call the sweet spot, right? And in that sweet spot, you're wanting to risk $55 to make 45. Now, in this particular case, we talk about risk to reward all the time. It's about a 1.2 or so to a 1 reward. And in normal cases of trading the bot and the systems that we traded before, we were usually about 25. We're risking 75 to make 25. Now, this is a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So when you lost, you had to win 3 to break even, but you had to win 4 to make money, right? To become into profit. Now here, you don't really, if you win 1 back, you don't really go break even, but it's pretty dang close. And if you get 2, you're in a profit. So that's 50% better than what our other system was. And how many trades do you really need, and your success rate do you really need to be at this level? Well, here you need to be about 56% success in order for it to work. And here you only need, you absolutely need about 76% for it to be able to make profit. If you're not at those success rate, if your strategy doesn't work out right, then you could theoretically be in the hole all the time. Sometimes you can catch up and at times, and then you take that that variable or that statement of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of mentality. What I've seen with automation trading as well is that people try to gangbust and put so much information in there, right? Now we have daily signals, we got 1 hour and 2 hour and even 5-minute systems in there. And everybody seems to think, well, listen, if the dailies do good and the 1 hours are good and the 2 hours are good and 5 minutes are okay, somewhat good, then I could just trade them all and I'll make lots more money. And the answer to that is hell no. Why? Because sometimes the dailies are doing bad and the 1 hours will do good. This will happen and then this will happen. And then you'll be like, well, Max, every time that I make profit here, I lose it here or here. And then sometimes this is good, but this is bad, and you're always getting to what we refer to as back to the mean, right? This is always going to average out. Where you really need to be is to find out which one of these work well for you and stick with it and deal with the ups and downs of the process as it comes. Because when you start dealing with a 2 hour and you overlay these, it might look like this. And you're always kind of getting back to this central channel of trading, right? Your profit margin is vibrating at these levels. So we have found that, yes, while they all do good at times and they have their good and bad moments, each has too many variables involved to make it good all the way through. So stop trying to add on more trades and simply start to look for what is the best time to trade. Others also trade every single session along the way, knowing that sometimes the 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning Eastern might be not such great time, but they're going to trade through it anyway because they just want to take the risk, take the chance that maybe it'll be good. I have some people that filter out all the news. I have some people who filter out none of the news. So, but whatever way you're going to do it, choose one way and stick with it. How long? I would say about 2 to 3 months. That'll give you a good channel to run through the NFP, the other news sessions, up and down information that comes out all the time, the FOMC. There's a lot of information that's out there, news that can affect the market. Plus, about a quarter of the year is spent gathering that data. Of course, if you're doing it for 3 months, but you're going to get a lot of information from that. Now, some are like, well, I'm going to go in and trade the dailies, 1 hour, 2 hours, and 5 hours, and I'm going to find out which one's the best. And we do have a lot of data hounds here. Okay. People who are trying to track everything. And then they find the one thing that works and then they stick with it. And that's how automation trading should work. But if automation ever goes down, how are you going to replace that income? That's a big question. I would really suggest that if you're planning to do automation, you should at least know how to do the manual side. Like I used to tell people, think of automation as a pneumatic hammer. One of those nail guns you see, where they're shooting the nails into the wood. You should know how to use a regular hammer before you start using an automation hammer, right? A pneumatic hammer. You should know the principles of how things fasten, the principles of pneumatic, where the air goes and how it works and how to repair the product. And if things do go wrong, when shouldn't you use it? So in our world, the Xedan got punched in the face a little bit on Sunday because our system attaches safely to the website, and you give it permission to access it by putting your password and username in, which we never see, by the way. And it logs in and it does the trades on your behalf. Now, there is a whole bunch of things that go on underneath the scenes or behind the scenes, like you should say. And what that looks like is something like this. In most cases, most people, when they're setting their variables on which pairs to use, right now, I'm testing the 45-55 just on the 1 hour signals now. All right. I boxed it down just to be on the 1 hours. I'm not using any monthly performance filters, and I'm not using any news filters. So the reason why I'm not using any news or any of those variables is that because this is the unfiltered test, right? This is the, what do they call that in data testing? It's called, you have the, it's been a very long night. I do apologize. You have the source, basically. This is where everything starts. And I think David Menning and a few others are using it, and they're filtering out information, and are filtering out a lot of other things in the process. So I know that there is a lot of people that are here that are taking the data that they're making through the Xedan and applying it. That 45-55 system works very, very well. And yes, you are going to have some downtimes. In fact, this week is probably going to be one of them with the NFP happening. We've also had Paul Davey join us just through at the top of the hour. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Good afternoon, or it's morning for you, isn't it? Good morning, everybody.
Still a little bit, you workaholic, you. We've had a tremendous amount of people when the Xedan kicked for a moment, when Nadex changed their process. You all know that we're very transparent. We put that information out immediately. In fact, it was Sunday night that everybody who had a Xedan got an email. And when you got that email, it said that, give us a little bit of time. We're going to get it fixed. I promise you, we're working hard on it. People got some, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying about maybe 5 or 6 people out of the couple hundred people that are using it said, oh, that's the only reason I'm here. Give me my money back. I'm out of here. You all have that knee-jerk reaction. And that's understandable to a degree. But that's also what's stopping you. I'm going to be very honest with you. When you have that kind of reaction to a system, you may be justified in other experiences. You may be justified that that's the mentality you have because you're used to being hurt, you're used to being taken advantage of. But let me tell you that that concept will end up hurting you because you'll never trust yourself or us or any other system because you really don't know it well enough. Some of your mentalities are, hey, I just want to trade. I just want the system in to make me money. I didn't want to trade. I didn't want to learn how to do all that other stuff. But you've had to learn how to use the Xedan bot. You've had to take the time to learn the data and learn what it is. If you didn't, and you're just putting it on and try to throw live money at it, it's not going to work for you. I'm going to be honest with you right now. You're probably not in the right spot then. Now, with the den coming out and a lot of things happening, cancellations at this level will probably end up costing you if you ever wanted to come back, because we are closing the doors here on July 7th. After I get back from vacation, that last day is on to be July 7th. And we're taking the people that are in there, however many people are there, from the den, and we are turning them into live physical making money traders. Now, we had some people who joined the den that's like, Max, I'm already making money. I'm already in that process. What do I need to do now? Well, there is, and I'll explain this to all of you this way. There's 3 levels, right? And it kind of looks like this. And I'm going to put this other box like I did yesterday. There's the green room, okay? And then there's the den, and then there's VIP. I know that sounds pretty cliche, the VIP room, but I didn't have any adverse reaction to this, from anybody saying that we should name it something else. But the green room is where, if you didn't want to be in the den, but you still wanted to use the tools, this is where the $47 guys are, the Dex Atomic people are, right? And this is where the 157 Infinity guys are, right? This is where we have all that stuff from the Xedan bot, from the trading view charts, all that stuff here, and then just the Dex Atomic people here. These were probably previous free people. So people are changing over to this process. And you can do that now by simply going to the front page, clicking on the pricing page, and buying your $47 if you did not want to be a part of the den. Some of you said, well, Max, I don't got a lot of time. I can't really do this. I don't want to be a part of the den. Just give me the Xedan bot and I just want to trade. Oh, if the Xedan bot's not working right now, just give me all my money back, all that stuff. Those kind of mentalities, if you decide to leave the green room, unfortunately, I can't have anybody come back in because the system will be shut down to anybody who's outside that system. And I know that sounds kind of cheesy in a way, right? Like, if you leave, you can't come back. Ha ha ha. But seriously, I don't have the time to try to convince you to be here. if you're here for that reason. If you're here for financial reason, if you're leaving because finances have gotten really tough and you can't afford to do it, give us a call. If you have the will and the want to make it work, my friends, I am willing to do whatever I can do to help you. And I've proven that time and time again. So is Chris, so is Thor, so is Paul. We really do want to help you. But I'm going to state something to you right now. It's probably going to sound pretty sharp tone. We have a mission statement here. And that mission statement is to help as many people as possible reach their idea of success. And that sounds pretty cool, right? It is cool. But one thing it doesn't say for free. I know. You want to think that we're all great people here, and we are. But we don't work for free. Well, we are working for free, but we're not going to be working for free any longer. A lot of people think, and we had one person who said to me yesterday, who said, "You're a hypocrite." I'm a hypocrite because I said I want to help as many people get to their idea of success. And if so, then I should be giving my system away for free. Well, we did that for a while and a lot of people came, but that doesn't give you success. A free system doesn't guarantee you success. A free system sometimes guarantees you some sloppiness and some thought, well, this really can't be that much if they're giving it away. But that Dex Atomic system is probably the most powerful program I have ever made in my entire life. And that includes the Xedan bot. That includes all of the programs that I made for file compression and awards that I've won for all kinds of other programs that I've made. And my radio station, I had 3,600 radio stations to it. Yeah, everything that I've made. It is the most powerful because it is the simplest and it has the best availability to help you make money. All manual. We're not even talking adding on, I get a lot of people who write in and are like, hey, Max, could you add this? Could you add that? Yeah, absolutely. When the time comes, we'll add a lot of great features to things. But for now, that Dex Atomic system is very powerful. And if you don't give it some worth, if you don't give it some time and learn it, I'm not talking just come in for a couple of days and think you already know it all. I'm talking time. That takes time and money. And if you're not prepared to do that, if you're not prepared to put that time and money in, then the system won't work. Even coming into the den, okay? Even coming into the den, and let's say you're a founder or you're a co-founder or diamond exec or even a lifetime member that has paid your dues to be here already, to pay your membership fees already. I don't know why I put another I there. Even if you've paid all your fees and everything else, when you come into the den, all that stuff is free, of course, free if you've paid for all that, right? If you've paid for your membership. But once you go live, this is where the service fees will start to apply. Remember what I said? We want to help you get to your idea of success, but I never said for free. That's where this takes on. Now, some of you have earned your time in, you're founders, you put your money in, you put your time in. Why would you pay a service fee and all that kind of stuff? Well, if you've been here and you just came into the den and you're going to get taught how to trade the live to get to your money, the service fee is like the desk fee if you're a real estate officer, or the fees you would, I don't want to attribute it to like a service fee or a commission, if you will, but it would be sort of the same in a way, right? But it's staggering. It's staggering on that at the first month it's 50, at the second month is 100, the third month is 250, and the final and fourth month is 500. And then every month after that, it's 500, as long as you maintain the level of relationship with your account, right? Like if you're constantly making $5,000, $5,000 to $10,000, this is what your month should be. And if you drop down, maybe you don't do a month, you just let us know, hey, I didn't do as much this month. And you send us a screenshot of what you've done in your, because we'll see it in your journals and stuff like that. We're not here just to kind of be like soup Nazis on you. We don't want to have to be chasing you down. If you're making decent money and you come close and that's what you're doing, then we should be paid for the systems that we have that are help generate that money for you and how we got you there, right? If you're using the Xedan bot inside the den and you're being taught how to use that to a professional level so you can make the money, then it's worth it, your time, to pay for that. Okay? Because it takes a lot of effort and money to keep those things going. We have people on our network that are making thousands of dollars a month, and we have people on our network that are only making a couple $100 a month, and that's how they like it. We've never asked anything of a service fee from anybody else after that, other than your membership fees for those that are paying recurring. Eventually, I would love for everybody just to pay one price. That's what you're going to do. They're going to pay one price to come in, and then they'll go through the system to get to live and go make money. But we're only going to do that for a particular amount of people. What that is, we don't know yet. We don't know how many we can fit into that process. We're unsure. I've been counseled to keep my opportunities open. Whether you trade manual, you trade live, or what have you, Nadex has millions of people that go to it every day. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to have too much of a problem. There's plenty of people out there losing, and there's plenty of people out there winning, and we want to be on that winning side. All right. Do you guys want to talk about anything today? Is there anything you want to bring to the pot before we close out?
Yeah, hi Max, it's Paul.
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's quite strange when you were talking about the free side of things and how people want things for free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've known each other for what seems like a lifetime, so a good 7 years plus.
Yeah.
And we've been through lots of different things together.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I found, I used to do MLM, and I found that when something was given for free, say, hey, come join us, this is free, people went on there half-hearted. They didn't go on there with the mindset of saying, hey, I'm going to make this work.
Right.
It was going in saying, okay, this is free. Let's see if I can make some money the first week. And if they haven't made the money in the first week, they go, oh, well, that's rubbish. Like, I can swear there, but this is absolute rubbish. They're a rip-off, and it was just that I was thinking that as you were talking about the free side of it. I mean, we gave away our system for free for months.
Yeah.
And I didn't keep a tally on who actually tried it to actually try and make it work, because we know it works. And those that just went in and didn't do the training, didn't do that, just went in and said, oh yeah, I understand it. No, you don't understand it because you haven't been through the training. You haven't done the training. And with the old system we had, I knew, because I was privy to that side of it. Yeah. And people had phoned me up, and it was on Hawk at the time, and they'd be going, oh yeah. And I said, yeah, but have you seen the videos? Have you gone through the training? Yes. And I'd have to show it to them and say, go through it again. And then they'd get back to me, and I knew they hadn't done it because I could see they hadn't done it. So it's one of those, if something's free, it's not always best. Yeah. Sorry, just my tuppence worth here.
No, I know it's definitely worth it because you've seen that side. You've known what the people and their work ethic, and this is something that we did a long time ago when we first started Dex Signals. We had the first month free, or it was like $7 to buy in. It was even worse. The less the amount that you charge somebody, the more they complain. That's what I've seen. And I'm not trying to single one person out, but man, we've had some doozies. And they would call up and be, trying to give me another ring of fire, right? And in a place where I really don't want to mention right now. They're chewing ass the entire time, and they're like, you should have this, and I don't want to pay anything. You better prove to me that your system works. And I was like, listen, you don't have to pay anything. What is it? I had more requests for returns on a $7 product than I had on a $1,000 product. So I've seen it. I know that the quality of work that you put in is never justified. Everybody's like, well, if you're already making money, why aren't you just giving us away for free? Well, that kind of mentality never made an entrepreneur. That kind of mentality never even made somebody who's philanthropic, right? They're not. Philanthropy isn't just giving your money away, just giving stuff away. It's not just that. It comes with the service with it as well. It comes with the mentality to help people. I was telling somebody one day, I said, I'm going to come and help you build your restaurant. This is a long time ago when I had Fair Pyramids Construction. And they're like, you got to give me a discount. I was like, I want to give you a discount. Here's what I'll do. I'll give you a discount on doing the product up front. But in 1 year, you owe me this amount, but it's going to be a little bit more than what I was originally going to charge you to begin with. And he goes, that's absurd. I was like, no, it's not really. I want to give you an opportunity. I want to give you an opportunity for you to open up your restaurant and get your stuff going on, but you got to pay for the materials and the labor for the people that are going to be here. Pay for that. I won't do any markup on it, but you pay me the markup later once you're doing well and you got things going. And as he opened up his mouth, his wife, who was his partner, told him to shut up. Just shut up. Yes, we'll take the deal. And it made sense to her because you knew you couldn't. If he tried to break me down for the service of it to get something really cheap, he was going to get what he paid for. Where now they can get it at the level of quality that they really deserve, but yet not have to pay for it all up front. That's basically what's happening here, folks. Is that if you're coming into the den, you may have paid to be here. You may pay your fee. You may be paying your monthly membership to get to that point, maybe paying that process. But we're not charging you what it's really worth. Because what is a system worth to you? That if you could make $5,000 a month, how much is that worth to you? And I'm not going to be like one of those infomercials. $199? No. $157? No. $199. It's going to be whatever it's worth to you. And if you find worth in it, you won't have a problem doing any of that other stuff. Now, today, 3 p.m. webinar, Den members. You're going to be getting an email. You got an email last week. You're going to get another one today, inviting you to that. This is what we refer to as the Den Start. The Den Start is the first meeting to kind of sort of get you into classifying and knowing what you need to do first. That'll put you into a special campaign that'll start sending you some emails. That'll get you started into the process, getting your consult on. We had somebody yesterday, Trader Jay in Discord, that sent me this beautiful dissertation on who he is and what he's trying to do. And that's basically, he said, he called it a written consult. And it's basically some of the things that we would ask already. So he's chomping at the bit. He's ready. He's ready to go. And this is going to take time, right? You're going to come in, you're going to go through some training. You're going to go through the learning side of it. Some of you already have, so you're already a leg up. And we'll notice that. Like if you've already been doing the Dex Atomic and you may jump up a few levels and go to level 4 and be ready for the next segment there. We're going to get you your journal on. Maybe you already have your journal. You'll go to level 5. And so these things will be done in a systematic way for you so you can begin to prepare yourself to start going live. Because some of the questions you have to ask yourself is how much money do you have ready to start going live? What is your time? You got to know your time. You got to know your time that you can put in and the money you can put in and when you can start. It's not my job to rush you to go live so I can charge you money. Okay. That's one thing we will never do. In fact, I will err on the side of caution if I see a lot of mistakes happening still in your journal and you're really not tracking. I'm never going to let anybody go live unless I see a couple of things. One, they're putting the proper time in. 2, they're putting the consistent value in, right? You have to have the consistency. Why? Because we can't add volume to non-consistent results. Do you understand? That doesn't come within a week. That comes in a couple of weeks. So even if you started and you know it all already, unless you've kept a journal and I can go look at consistent results, I'm not going to suggest you go live. You can end up going live anyway, but you won't be doing it here in the den. Because I will not stand for anybody pushing that process without doing it correctly. It's my job to make sure that you get to a point to go to live and follow the rules to it so you can get to consistency, so you can add the volume, so you can get to your goal. Because your goal is our goal. You making money puts you into that first set of charges for service fees that we can get to that 500. Our goal is to get to be making $500 a month from you. Why? Because then I know you're making 5 to 10K. Do you understand? And if you're making 20K a month, I don't care. It'd always be this. Then that's on you. You got the extra resource to put in. You got the process to make that all happen. Great. I don't care. This is the max out you'll pay for our system anytime. And if you're making that kind of money per month, even if you're making, 2 to 3K, that's okay. Even if you're just making $1,000, paying $50 a month is definitely worth it. Now, what do all these service fees go to? They go to pay myself, Thor, Paul, Vivian, Chris. They go to pay the servers. They go pay any other customer service staff we have on. They go to make sure that the programmer is on board. When something goes wrong, I'm the programmer, and we have one other person and maybe even a third that can kind of help out with small things, but they're all busy all the time. One was on vacation. That's why it took us, we would have probably had it done a lot faster, but one was on vacation. We don't have a full-time programmer other than myself. And whether or not I get paid as the programmer and the owner, one of the owners, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that this money goes to keeping the system alive and going forward. And Paul, Thor, Vivian, myself, and Chris will not be doing it for free anymore. All right. With that said, any other questions, any other statements? Paul, you've come out with something pretty good. Thor or Chris, you got anything you want to contribute or add on today?
Well, I've said this before. Every trade I've posted on our Facebook group or anywhere else, they're all over the internet, was based on the free system, which is now $47. Right. So every single trade, I make $47, all the time. I mean, that's easy. Right. So, and if you want more, then there's the $157 level where you can jump on there. You'll get the bot. You'll get the TNT. Not the TNT, the TV trades. Yeah. At that level, which is really nice. You can have multiple screens open. You'll get email alerts, and so on. And then when you really, really, really want to start putting it all together and making serious money, that's when you'll be able to join the den. But as Max has said, it's limited, and it probably, if you don't get in now, you probably won't be able to get in for at least 6 months.
Yeah, we're keeping that to 6 months at first. The first one, and we'll reopen that door at 6 months. Now, the only way that you can get into the den is that if you are already a member and paying a monthly fee, either 157 or 47, or if you're a founder and you're already in the green room trading. Okay. The only way you can get into the den within that period of time is to be either a paying member or a green room member, the 47 or the 157 or any combination of thereof, right? Like if you got a good deal for like 127 or 97 a month, as long as you're a paying member, you're going to be able to get into the den. Like if you can't really do it right now, but you could do it in a couple of months, that's fine, as long as you're a paying member. Okay. Now, the difference between these two is the green room for the Dex Atomic is really strong because you get a lot of stuff in there for the Dex Atomic and your trading manual. And that's really all you need. But some of you like to have all the other things. And I get that, but we got to charge for that, right? The full Trading View Dex Atomic system is very powerful. Why? Because it kind of, I don't want to be showing code there. These two programs that you get, ignore this one. This one was they never take the other ones down, right? I made a mistake in the description by putting our address in there and they denied it. But these two are the ones that are extremely strong. And why are they so strong? Well, because it gives me a chance to get a lot of information all at once right in front of my face. And you know how like we have signals for everything? You can create your own signal system here just for you by creating an alert. And if you have a good system in here and you have your Dex Atomic, you can create an alert system that'll alert you on a trade that you want to see happen, right? Like if you're creating something like this, we got for the Aussie USD, you can simply come in and you can add your indicator in, invite scripts only. I'm going to do this on the Dex Atomic. It's that simple. There it is. And then I'm going to do an alert. I'm going to say for the Dex Atomic, boom, just like that. I'm going to say once per bar. I'm going to say send email. I'm not going to do the webhook one here. And it's going to send me an email when there is a trade about to happen. Okay. And it's going to send me that email, and it's going to tell me if it's a sell or a buy, and it's going to say, okay, it's crossing this level 69,137 at the Auto USD. Okay. And it's going to send me that email. Now you can add in other things here as well. Dex Atomic, and you can add, whatever other text in there that you want to send yourself, and just hit create. And every time that arrow shows up, it'll say what the arrow is, what it's doing, all that kind of good stuff, and tell you what to do. Now you can get that email via your cell phone or whatever pad and any other device you have, and simply click into your Nadex system and do the trade.
So for all the people for the last 5 years who have asked me, when are you going to have email alerts? When can I trade on my phone? You can now.
But okay. you have been able to trade on your phone for a long time, because the website is cell friendly.
Yeah.
And you can have the systems up and on, and like we have Victor SA, we have probably maybe 30 or 40 people who have traded just with cell phones. We have people who are driving down the road in their truck, and they hand their navigator or even themselves trading at night on a pad. Right. The one I think her name is Ethel or Ellen, one of the two. She is a pad trader. She's just, I don't have a fancy computer. I just have this pad. I just know your charts. I don't know any other charts. And this is all I do. I said, wait for that out. She made me swear that I'd never take away those charts from the Dex Atomic system from the website. She says, I don't care what, if I have to pay for them, you tell me what they cost per month and I'll pay for them. I was like, well, if that ever comes down to that, it might be called Dex Ellen or Dex Ethel, but that's how much they mean to a lot of people. This system here is very powerful for people because it gives them a lot more information. For all you data hounds, for all you people that love to see more stuff, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make it more accurate. But a lot of things that the people were saying was that when they have it on the system, they can see it, they can add more on it, they can open up more windows, and they can simply, so they can see when it comes out.
Yeah, depending on your level, you can have multiple windows open.
Yes.
And that speeds you up. So the top of the hour comes out, instead of scrolling through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can have like 4 or 5 windows open and look at them very quickly and isolate where you want to direct your focus.
Right. Well, the one that I do all the time is the Dex Atomic 1 Hour Master, and I have 5 windows open. I really don't care about anything else at that point. When I'm in there trading manually, this is what I'll use. I used to use just our main system, but now I move faster, because what I'm looking for is not just so much the accuracy where everything is, because I can really see now by even sitting in these small little windows, what is the best pair to get into, right? And if the signal fires off, I can easily just come in and pop it open and look at where my level's at. This just came out. Here's a level. This is where it's going to end up. It's getting back to the MA. I know that this is going to be a successful trade. This just popped over. We do have a downtrend happening. It's not even really a downtrend, but a down model here. But I know that the levels here allow me to see that this will bounce back up, and that's a good trade to be in. And I can sit there and do that. And then if I leave this chart and I come back, my lines will stay. That's the benefit of having the trading view charts over the Dex Atomic charts. The Dex Atomics are simple. Don't get me wrong. If you just can go in, you can sign and see these levels, but you won't be able to keep the same information as you normally would, as if you would on this. And you can kind of see at these levels where everything will kind of work out at. As I look back to the left here, this wasn't a possibility for me. I didn't get into this trade. This was at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's why I'm so tired today, by the way. But there's a lot of value to having either the Dex Atomic or the Dex Trading View. Those tools that are there for you for that 157 are worth it. And then for that 157, you also add in the Xedan bot. This thing is worth 10 times that amount just on itself and alone. I was talking to Chris, I think it was the other day, we were joking around. You get these people who come in and they really do want to be successful, but their idea of success is just a set and forget and passive income. And oh yeah, when that happens, come back and tell me that your stuff's perfect. And listen, if somebody came to you with a bot that made you $5,000 a month, do you think they're going to charge you $47? You think if that snake oil actually cured cancer, you'd be putting it down your gullet for $1? No. They would have opportunities for you to be a part of it, to be in it, and make it exclusive and do it right. And that's what we're doing here. We've taken a lot of time to build it and to make it work. And now that we have, it works. For those people that have stood by us, you have access to it. For those that are coming after the fact and maybe you didn't find us or you didn't believe it or what have you, you're probably going to miss out. But you're going to want to be in here. All right. Chris, you got anything? Thanks, Thor, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, going back to the free, we have, I don't know, Max, I think about 800 or so people into the free system. The conversion rate's relatively low.
Yeah, since April 1st. April 1st, we turned on the Dex Atomic for free. We got 800 new people, not just like, let's go back and have a look at it. 800 new people came. 800. That's a lot. Our conversion rate's 5%. And why is that? Well, before you go, well, Max, your system's not that good then. No, it's not about our mentality at all. The system works. If it works for one person, can it work for two? Yeah. Can it work for 10? Absolutely. Has it worked for 40 or 50? Absolutely. But like Thor and everybody else has been saying, it's the effort at that level that's not being done. Sorry, go ahead, Chris. I apologize. Took you over.
You remind me of Nancy sometimes. You just fill in the blanks here.
Thanks a lot.
You're beautiful.
Yeah, great. I'm pretty too. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. You're so pretty.
Well, you're not that beautiful, but anyways, there are only 6 days left. We're talking about the free folks or getting into the the den or the green room, whatever it is that you decide. So we're shutting it down. And just to point out is that Max and I spend, and Thor, we spend a lot of time working with people, and we just don't have time to, we don't even have time to trade ourselves because we're on the phone, answering emails and so on and so forth. So 6 days to make a decision on what it is that you want to do. And our goal is to be successful as well by eating at our own rate as well. Mm-hmm. So that's just a note for those of you who are on the fence making the decision that not a lot of time left. And for those that have made their decision, I've talked with virtually everybody that's coming into the den, and they're all psyched. They're all ready to go. And then there are those who know they're not going to have enough time, and they just want to be in the green room and because of job or family, and they just say, I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't want to waste my time or yours. So there's a little something in there for everybody, but you got to act quickly.
Yeah. You can eat as much as you want, but you got to eat everything you take in the den. That's basically what it comes down to. And by the way, this is not going out to the general public. This is on a live YouTube channel. Those are subscribers of people. The majority of those subscribers have come from either being members of the website and or previous customers. The majority of them, I'd say about 90% of them. But we're not putting this out in advertising and marketing and throwing it out on Facebook everywhere. And please come into our den. Nobody's going to know what that is. So if you're familiar with who we are, we're only offering it to previous customers and customers that are in that free section, as well as some people already know who we are through our subscriber link for YouTube. But that's it. We really, I hate to say it, this sounds very cavalier. I really don't care how many people come in. But for every person who does, I'm going to give you every bit of opportunity. We're going to work with you very closely as soon as I come back from vacation. because I know it's about to happen. I know that if I don't do this couple of days where I just kind of pull away and just clear my mind and have some fun with my family, that what's about to happen on July 7th is going to be huge for us. It's a process on July 7th that there's enough negativity in the world happening. We want to create a world where the positive is well past politics, race, religion, sexual preference, any of it, religion, anything. And it's all going to be about one thing: finding your idea of success, making that happen, and then helping you past that point. You see, a lot of, the mission statement is to help as many people find their idea of success. And we've always had that little their idea of success. We get to know you, we create a relationship with you, and we find what your idea of success is. But that's only one part of your journey. The second part of your journey comes what we refer to as wealth building. And what does that mean? It means that you're going to take time. What do you do now? Everybody has something they could do with the money. Don't get me wrong. You get somebody who went from making $2,000 a month, now has $5,000 a month income. What are you going to do with that money? Be careful what you wish for, right? Wish for $1 million, it's going to fall out of a plane and hit you in the head. But we want to help teach you about all kinds of things, because we have a lot of different types of people in this company. I'm not just the owner of Our City Investments. I have other businesses, I have other systems, I have other programs. I've built wealth to a different level. Now, I don't have a home in the Maldives. I don't live beyond my means, all that kind of stuff. So there's a whole bunch of different things that we're going to be bringing to you. And I'm going to introduce you to people, not these jet tracing, laptop lifestyle gurus either. These are real people that have built wealth with smart movement and stuff for your future, real stuff. But you can't be in there with pennies on the dollar. You can't be in an opportunity to show you how to make that money and how to reserve it for your how to do the taxes, how to do all that stuff. None of that means squat unless you're making money. And once you're in there making money, then we put you into this different mentality. Excuse me. So that's what's coming. Today is the first day of the Den, starting with the Den start to get you in and start having you talk about that stuff. Get in. If you're having any problems coming up with money to do that kind of stuff, give us a call, set up a deal, get a discount, get longer payment plans, whatever it is, get the deal done. Okay. If it takes you a couple of months to collect aluminum cans to go do that, we're willing to work with you. What we're looking for is the intent that you really want to do this. And if you do, then great. If you're a contributor to the network, if you've worked your butt off to be here, give us a call. If you don't think you belong in the Den, just ask. Even if you meet with us and you find out, hey, this may not be it. I've already told a couple people that, but they at least had the gumption to ask. Should I be in this or shouldn't I be in this? Don't just assume. Don't just go in there and sit and watch. That's not going to happen. This is a participation process. If you're not participating, then you might as well be in the green room. Watch from there. Trust me, because in the green room, they're going to get older videos of what's going on, and they're going to get results videos of what's happening. And at any time you can go into the Den if you're in the green room, but you got to have a consult with it. We got to talk to you about your timing and your money and what you're going to be doing and coming into that process. Because inside that green room is a staging area for the VIP. And inside the VIP, there's wealth. There'll be millionaires in there. There'll be people in there with a millionaire mindset. There'll be people in there that want to build wealth well beyond what the couple extra bucks they need a month to pay for the mortgage or a car or what have you. That's a different mentality in there. And that's where Chris and I and Thor and Paul and Vivian and all those people in there that have gone through that will be in and setting that mindset for you. And by the time that you get in there, you'll be you'll be in safe hands and welcome arms. All right. I'm going to kind of take it from there. Chris, Paul, Thor, thank you so much. We'll see you at 3 p.m. right around about 1:45 in the webinar. If you can make it. If you can't, I can understand. Now, if you're watching this and you're a part of the Den already, don't worry. If you don't make this first one, we'll be doing another one tomorrow on the 2nd, and that'll be the last one. And then I'll be taking Thursday or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. And then I'll be back that Tuesday. Also, as a word to the wise, the NFP, the non-farm payroll, is usually on a first Friday of the year. But because July 3rd is a holiday now, because it's so close, and Chris brought this to my attention yesterday, which I didn't believe him. I don't believe anything Chris says. No, I'm only kidding. He said, I think July 3rd is the holiday. I was like, yeah, don't you know July 4th is the holiday? Come on, buddy. He actually reminded me that in this particular case, that when it's so close to the holiday, they don't want to push it out to the 7th because it'd be too far away. So they're making it Thursday is the NFP at 8:30. So keep that in mind. If you got the Xedan, you may want to turn it off because it's a very unusual day. Today we had some special news. We took a couple hits to the Xedan in the system. By the way, also, let me just quickly just go through. There's been some movement in, like I said, I took a hit this morning. I haven't calculated it all up. But again, I just started turning it on last night. So, it's already come back. I've won 3 trades since it's done that. So it's back on track. And I'm only down like $30 or what have you. But this is David Menning's chart. He's been preparing for some stuff that he's doing as well. So we probably won't be trading as much, but he tells me one day I'm not going to be trading as much. And then in the next, he's in doing pretty well. $172 day, $169 day, $247 day. This is live manual trading. Not too bad. Jeff C in there doing well too, got up to $160. Look at this. This is incredible. Okay, this is incredible. Trader C inside the chat in Discord in there doing his thing. Look at this. In there doing his thing. Ron Ficker in doing his thing. Okay. So all these people in here doing their thing. David M says he's only has his Xedan running today and tomorrow in demo mode, not trading live atomic ATM until next week. And this is smart. David's like, I've traded my time. I'm not going to trade the NFP. I'm not going to trade during that nonsense. I don't want to take a chance of losing the great profit I just had. And so he's backing out. Smart. Okay. Smart. Testing with the Xedan, testing those processes. You can also, if you want to keep, if you're a talented enough trader, you can decipher, hey, I'm not going to trade right now. If you take more than 4 or 5 days off, you may want to come back with a couple of demo trades and just practice just to get the feel of things. If you're putting that kind of time in. If not, then taking a day or 2 off is never a problem. Just remember, it's always when you come back, get into the swing of things. And this has got to feel awesome for David Menning. I got to be honest with you. It's got to be really awesome for David because I've got to find his stuff again. I apologize. This is his first month in live. Look at this. This is incredible. And he's only in for half the month. Are you kidding me? A full month. He had a $588 week, $2,042 for the month, halfway through the month. Let's just pretend that he did a whole month at that. And let's just say it was, say, $3,500 total for the first month, trading one contract at a time. This is real money. This isn't fake demo money. This is real money we're talking about. And I don't care if you think you need proof and all that other kind of nonsense. I'm not going to provide it for you. I'm giving it to you here. I'm going to tell you right now that David Menning is not the only one. There's a lot of other people in our system. Manually trading at 78% on a system that provides them $45 for every trade and risks only $55 to do it. You tell me, why aren't you here? David told me one day his idea of success is just being able to make money through the process, that because he's retired and he can have this extra money. And when he adds one single contract extra to this money being made, what does that turn into for him? Well, if he had traded the whole month, it would have been about $3,500. That would have been a $7,000 month for him. As it is right now, he made $2,042 for that same time, even if you just count that. And that, to me, folks, is a pretty good living. You may not think so at the moment, but the consistency value of one contract can yield out $3,500 for the month if you put this kind of time in. This took him about 2 weeks to learn, to really get the handle of it, to get the mentality behind it, and look at him now. taking names, kicking butt too, but taking names. All right. I'm going to let you go. You guys have a great day. We'll probably see you later on. If some of you are watching this, you're on the Den. We'll see you in the Den Start webinar. And for those that won't, hopefully you get in soon, get in the green room. Paul, Thor, Chris, thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. All right, everybody have a great day.
Max, thanks.
No worries. I'm Max Farrell. This is Dex FX Markets. We'll see you next time. And as always, trade well.